Okay, guys, we're here with some Jund. We've got loads of new cards in this deck. The one that I'm most excited about, Ragavan, Nimble, Pilferer. Turn 1 Ragavan allows you to get a Liliana the Veil down on turn 2, allows you to potentially use a removal spell plus make a wrenn 6 on turn 2. Really gets you a lot on mana advantage, and it gets you potentially a lot of card advantage depending on what your opponent's playing and what you can get off the top of their deck. Loads of cool things that Ragavan enables in this deck, and a turn 1 Ragavan on the play from basically any deck is close to unbeatable if not answered immediately. Now we've got other cards like Douthy Voidwalker. Now this card, also another, if unanswered, or just against certain decks, just one-hit KOs. Like if you're against Dredge, this card just one-hit KOs them. If you're against some weird Emrakul combo deck and you get to discard the Emrakul, just get a free Emrakul. There's lots and lots of cool things that this card can do. It's definitely fragile and doesn't always get to do what it wants to do, but when it does, it is incredibly powerful. The rest of the deck is, rounded out by Jun's favorites, Liliana, wrenn 6, Tarmogoyf, 6 discard spells, 6 1-mana removal spells, some bloodbraids, some K commands, a Kroxa. Out of the board, we're getting such greats as Shatterstorm against decks that are using Urza's Saga and Affinity, Collector Oof against those sorts of decks as well. Legionnaire for humans, Molten Rain for some random Tron decks, as well as Urza's Saga. Gauge for Graveyard, Brutality for a Burn. So hopefully we can find a match and get into it quickly. Okay, yeah. Guess Voidwalker got to cast opponent. Yeah, I haven't got to actually have this card survive and do anything, but I can only imagine when it does, the game ends really quickly. Like, you just get something busted. Like, you play this, and you Thoughtseize them, probably winning the game a lot of the time. But, I'm a little bit scared that the deck, or that the card could just be underpowered in a lot of matchups. Let's just have Ragavan on the play. Opponent has what I assume is Luris. Lots of new Hardened Scales. I think Hardened Scales is very, very powerful. I think all artifact decks got a big boost this set. But the thing that I think is going to happen is I think Urza's Saga is a card necessary for artifact decks to be really good right now. But I think Urza's Saga is too good in the non-artifact decks. Like, too good with Asmo, food decks. Possibly too good in Amulet. Possibly too good in other decks as well, in which I think Saga, if I was still buying cards actively in paper, Saga is a card I would skip on until absolutely necessary. Because that card is very scary to get banned. And I don't think I read it, really. I didn't read many of the cards, but that card I definitely didn't read right when it came out. I'm going to keep this hand. Really sucks that this is a tapped red source, but that's how it goes sometimes. Don't think I need to discard on turn 1. The only thing that punishes not discarding turn 1 is like Ruin Crab. So hopefully we don't get Ruin Crabbed. I mean, not discarding on turn 1 out of like a Luris deck, of course. Okay. Discarded. Sure. I don't really care much about that, I don't think. Okay, Ragavan, no way this is getting in. They definitely have an answer to that. No, they just have a removal spell for Ragavan. Supposedly when it was. Land are good enough to bring scales. It's irrelevant. I mean, I could believe maybe. The problem is, I think there are decks that were too good beforehand. Like, do we think Hardened Scales can beat the previous monsters of the format? Blue-Red Prowess in particular. Like, people are forgetting that Blue-Red Prowess is still probably just really good. I have to imagine that deck is still probably just very good. Guaranteed turn 3 BB. Maybe I was supposed to do that. I wanted to not take damage because of the potential of them being on like Jund Lurit or Jund Shadow and then being able to play what's it called? I didn't I didn't want them to be able to play Scourge of the Skyclays. That was a card that I was scared about. That's interesting. I think I'd rather them discard a card than me getting my Ragavan back. My guess is that my Ragavan is not going to be as important as a card in their hand. Though I could be completely wrong. Because my guess is I'm going to be able to do something with like Liliana plus this Bolt to get a good chunk of their stuff down, and then be like good in the later game. I don't think Ragavan is that necessary. Lavamancer, okay. Well, if I draw a land here, I'm in a great spot. If I don't, I'm in a kind of rough spot. Perfect. Bolt here. Liliana to veil them. And now they only have one card left in their hand. What did they discard to the Kolaghan's hand? They discarded a land. Thoughtseize. Yikes. Well, what's good... Okay. Now I wish I would have gotten the Ragavan into my hand. Play that out. Start plussing. Makes it so a bit harder for them to do certain things next turn. Not going to complain. Though it is unfortunate that they had Thoughtseize plus Bolt. One of them off the top. So I would have been able to Bloodbraid Elf last turn. Oof. That would have been good. Couldn't be the same. What did they... Lightning Bolt targeting Liliana, okay. No reason to cast this. Thoughtseize. Think I want to crack this here. I'm glad I cracked it, because I got that out of the way. Against Jund. The thing is, like, it's pretty hard for them to interact with me in a favorable way. That's interesting. Could have K command in there, yeah. I mean, getting... K command would be such a disaster. Yeah, I'm just gonna plus and try and play around that, I guess. Could just have Fatal Push, but K command is like if they have K command, it's such an utter disaster for me if I Assassin Trophy them first. Priority and plus. It's just an Inquisition. Okay. Can't cast. Well, if I cast Assassin's Trophy on one of these, then he can cast K command. I guess I could plus hold priority and do that, but still. Not the biggest fan. Drawing a land here would be like great, so I can Raging Ravine. Them drawing lands actually. So I just got quiz. Okay, I don't care. That's not a bad draw. Just play it out. Put them to 5. Red, black. Yeah, they've seen enough. Sticking up and escaping the Croxa. I mean, that's an option as well. The thing is, that's like pretty weak. Or not pretty weak, but that's potentially weak to just like a removal spell at the top. Which I'm not the biggest fan of. Yeah, on the turn before, yeah, I understand. Pretty sure I'm on the bring in 0 cards plan right now. I have no idea what Obsidian Charm Law does, so no. Yeah, I'll keep this in. Can't cast this, but can cast this. Playing the Vintage Prelim? I'm not. No reason for me to play in prelims, really. Okay, well, this looking like it's going to play out about the same way as it did before, except for that run 6, it's going to be a great draw. Fatal push, sure. Sure. Yeah. It's like unfortunate because I kind of want to play prelims, but they're just like, if you don't care about the QPs, they're really bad value. There's really no reason for me to care about the QPs right now. And once I do start caring about the QPs, I can just like play like 3-4 prelims in a week and get all the QPs I want, basically. So it's kind of hard for me to like play prelims. Maybe some run into 6 Modern Horizons 2 packs. Yeah, but I don't want to play in those events. Rather just like not play these scheduled events that are kind of bad to stream. And just like play Modern, where it's great to stream and makes YouTube videos. Basically, I have 0 incentives to play any prelims or any non-Modern events. I just bolt here twice. I think that's what I'm going to do. Sucks because a lot of their threats are going to be really hard for me to deal with right now, but hope is I can kind of deal with them given time with the... Given time, maybe get to my Wrenn 6 ultimate if I'm lucky. But I have to like shock because I'm on Wooded Foothills and not a black fetch land. And take a card. No, I understand I can do that, but that's just like... Then it makes the QP significantly less valuable as well. They're not willing to bring Laris to the hand. It's interesting. That's very appealing to me. And I'll pick up the Blackleaf Cliffs and play it out. Wow. Their hands feel like they have to have K-Command in their hand, right? Nothing else makes sense to me. Wow. They just didn't bring Laris to their hand. I'm just not... Seems really weird. I mean, it's just like, doesn't make sense for me to like play Vintage as well, especially because a lot of people are playing Bazaar as well. I'm not a huge fan. I don't know. I don't necessarily have a deck I want to play in Vintage either. What do I want to do here? I think I'm going to... I guess I just gotta deplete their entire hand here. Do this. And plus... discard this. Play this. Yeah, okay, they've seen it up. Like, they're so far behind. Hmm. So I talked to them. Merged. When are we gonna play the Blur Prowess, smash all these food saga decks, clean up on chesties? Yeah, actually, it's like the moment. I'm not sure if it's the best saga deck, but the deck is very good. I want to keep this hand and lose with it. Like, if my Ragavan hits on turn 1, like, the game's over. Also, I could just, like, draw land and, you know, go to wrenn 6 as well. What does this do? That's really annoying, actually. That's super annoying. What is Chancellor of the Forge doing, though? I'm just so confused. Glimpse of Tomorrow. Land here would be insane with wrenn. Glimpse deck. Does this mean like it shuffles all the permanents into the deck? What is happening to me? Okay. Why does Fury hit Planeswalkers? God. I'm getting memed into oblivion already. Huh. Block the plant. Some kind of combo deck. Yeah, no, it's a combo deck. Pretty sure. Okay, they're letting me get another token again. Do they know how this will work is the real question. Okay, so they do have a Cascade. Okay, let's see them cascade. Let's see how busted it gets for them. Let's do it. See how good it is. Ooh. Ooh, that's a little whiskey. That's a little whiskey right there. DED dead. Trying to think about what cards could be good against them. Does Grafter's Cage do anything against their deck? How does this card read? How does Glimpse of Tomorrow read? Does Grafter's Cage just stop their entire... Shuffle all permanents you control and reveal that many cards to stop your deck? I think this does it, right? Can't... Cards from graveyards and libraries can't... Because it says, shuffle all permanents you own into your library, then reveal that many cards to the top of your library, put all non-aura permanent cards revealed this way onto the battlefield. So they come from the library onto the battlefield. Is that how it works? Am I, like, reading this wrong? I may just be, like, a complete idiot and just reading it wrong. It works. It works in the way that I want it to work, or it works in the way that they want it to work? And you say it works. Okay. I mean, so I should bring it in, of course. Fatal push sucks. Lightning bolt. Assassin's Trophy I want for their ley line. And 6 I want for their like tokens as well. So yeah, I think this is fine. Stone shirt. Okay, okay. Rafter's Cage is good. No lands, eh? Lands and spells, eh? I'm just ready for them to have Leyline of Sanctity. Or if they don't, then it's going to be fine, I think. Could have just gotten rid of the land. That was an option as well. Maybe it was correct. Option. Oh, they mulligan to 3. Oh, or they mulligan to 4. Okay, that's good for me. Not bad either. Okay, they got me on that one. They got me on that one. And Virgilist. People should probably know by now I am not a deck builder by any means. You know, if they got me with them top decking it and then hitting the nuts, you know, they got me. Didn't hit. Feels good, man. The Innovator. Yeah, I'm not exactly what I would call Innovator. Oh, they did draw it. Okay. They did get me. Looks like. Let's see how much they got me. Well, not in the greatest spot. But, you know, they could just whiff. We're not dead yet. Alright. Okay. Could just bring in Molten Rains on the play. You could just try and cheese them with this card. Try something like this. It's just spinning the wheel. It's just do we get God or do we get him? You know, double swamp. Not gonna cut it here. I'll keep and lose. Well, they're down to 4. Hold the 4, kill me. Easy peasy for them. Mold the 4, all lands, just easy kill, turn 3. Fortunately, my Tarmogoyf is an 0-1 that does nothing. It's not a bad one. Not a bad one to draw. Ooh, Fury. Can't quite cast Fury, unfortunately. 1 mana short. I'm gonna play this Rafter's Cage this turn every single time. To all roulette. Tag him for 3. Not gonna play that one. Okay. 0 rigged. Here we go. Why are they not, like, casting their stuff? I guess I gotta take this now, don't I? Do they know that Grafted Skates doesn't just straight stop it, right? They could have cast this and gotten, like, Omniscience. Like, if they got Omniscience, I lose the game. I guess they can still get Omniscience. Okay, they just... Perfect! Put your cards in graveyards and libraries can. Got them, I guess. Sometimes they just don't know how the rules work. Easy peasy. Made it any killer stock plays? No. Swamp only not gonna cut it. This looks a lot better. On the play, I'm gonna ditch a Ragavan. But I'm only into 5. Let's play Tron Ragavan on the play. Possibility to give us Thoughtseize plus Timing Wave on turn 2. Maybe I should have Thoughtseize on turn 1. Liliana the Veil is very interesting to have. I think I'm just going to play that. Like, high likelihood we just get them rid of, like, out of cards really quickly. Make them on top deck mode. Which I think is good for us. Also potential to get Liliana Ultimate, like, incredibly quickly as well. Ragavan on turn 1, still pretty good. Pretty good. Ooh, they don't have Tron on turn 3? This game is over. This game is over. It is over. Who needs a land when you can just have Ragavan give you mana every single turn? I could Stone Scrying for a land. Play Thoughtseize, but I think this is just better. Just gotta be a lot better. So I'm supposed to get rid of Chromatic Sphere there, actually. Did I mess up? I think I was actually supposed to get rid of Chromatic Sphere, or Star, whichever one was over there. That's Sphere. Get rid of Sphere, they play their land. I guess... No, I guess I'm still supposed to get rid of Crown. Okay, well they've got Tron for next turn. I should have plussed first, because oh no, I already have an instant, so we're fine. They could just Ulamog me next turn. That would have beaten me if they would have had it. Game is not over by any means. Somehow game is still going on. Because they ripped off the top. Let's see if they rip on me. Did they get lucky? They did not get lucky enough. I mean, we're incredibly unfavored on the draw, but we've got potential. This is really good. This is ungodly good on the draw. Like, the only thing I'm missing, if this was a Molten Rain instead, I'd be like, on. I think I need to lead on Thoughtseize here. Let's Stitch Ulamog. Why not Kozilek first? There's a chance that Kozilek completely misses. Thoughtseize will almost surely never miss. That's my thought behind it. Broken by Jund, I wish. We went 4-1 yesterday with Jund. I played it last night and kind of like just fumbled, like monkeyed around and got a 4-1. Okay, Star I can beat. And I can then play Tarmogoyf plus Inquisition there, O-Stone. Their hand is pretty bad, so I feel good about my position. Jund, I would say, does not have a good Tron matchup, but I mean, Tron players sure do try and make it as hard as possible on themselves. Well, the hand they kept was good, I think. Well, there's El Natural off the top. Okay. It's just Ballista. That is luckily a beatable one. That's a good one. That's a good one to hit off the top, I would say. That's a reason to Bloodbraid Elf. That's a reason to Bloodbraid Elf there. I'd say that was an above average hit. An above average hit. Last one, okay. Kind of sucks, but what it's going to accomplish is going to make this deal at least one more point of damage. And we don't have a way to actually kill this. They're going to blast on up to 2. Then we're going to have to use Crooks as a way to win over a few turns. No, they don't really have anything else going for them over those few turns. Bose Nism, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Guess I should start with this. That's interesting. That's very interesting. Think I'm supposed to play this? Could be completely wrong though. Star. Interesting to play Star before like anything else. If they give me Karn Liberated, I'll use it. Jar doesn't draw with Voidwalker? Not actually sure. That's a good question. That's a good question. It's possible that it doesn't. Not quite sure. Pretty sure they're on no outs though. If it doesn't, they're definitely on no outs. Okay. Do they know how Shadow works? Shadow is, like, you have to be hit by other shadow creatures, right? That's how it works? Let me just make sure. Shadow keyword. TG. Shadow is an evasion ability. A creature with shadow can't be blocked by creatures without shadow. Okay. Makes it easy for me. Because if it wasn't that way, I would just Thoughtseize. Cast Karn Liberated, kill their Karn the Great Creator. I think that would just be the way that I would play the game, but instead it's GG. King of Fear. Yeah, I'm just making sure I like know the right things. We're 3-0. Maybe Jun's OP. Well, I think 4 Ignoble doesn't really do anything. And Ragavan's really, really good. Like, you just play Ragavan on turn 1. Like, I think this is literally showing the power of Ragavan more than the power of Jun. Like, we played Ragavan on turn 1, and those games were just blowouts so far. Just absolute blowouts. And it didn't have, like... And it didn't have to do with the cards we're getting from our opponent's deck. It literally just came from, like, okay, you have to kill this, or I'm going to get a mana advantage and potentially a card advantage. So it's just like, I don't know, it's... Like, Urza's Saga is getting all of the love right now and, like, hate in the way that it's, like, people think it's going to get banned. But, like, Ragavan, people are sleeping on Ragavan right now. Let me tell you, Ragavan is not a card to be messed with. Like, Ragavan is no joke. I'm an idiot and played the wrong land. That's unfortunate. That's highly unfortunate. Let's take Champion of the Parish here. Makes their curve a bit worse. Well, okay. Well, you know, sometimes you gotta give a freebie to the opponent by playing the wrong land. Clear downsides. Oh no, I agree that there are much clearer downsides with cards like Ragavan. More what I'm trying to say is that, like, Ragavan has the potential to be a problem afterwards. Things may just be dead here. Like, I'm in a very bad spot right now. I get a Phantasmal Image. Okay. So I gotta kill this with the wrenn 6. That's funny. Me playing the wrong land literally had so many implications this game. It's, like, absurd. It's literally absurd how bad it was. Not being able to play this on turn 2 to kill this. Not being able to play my Ragavan now. Just kind of being behind all game on my spells. Powerful. Oh no, I'm not saying that Saga is incredibly powerful. Saga's obviously very busted as well. I don't know how we win from this point. Yeah, we just can't. Their draw steps were Mantis Rider, Thaw's Lieutenant, like Seachrome Coast. Make their curve out like perfect. I think this matchup's really good for us. We just need to like play our cards correctly. Don't think Voidwalker is very good in this matchup. Don't care about the graveyards, and I care about blocking a lot. None of their cards are particularly exciting to take with the Voidwalker either. I think the rest of my cards are reasonable. I could take out Thoughtseize for Brutality. I think that's what I'll do. I have like 350 viewers during the regular time slot. It feels so good. Especially when my... Oh, never mind. I see why. Oh, wait. Actually, I don't see why. Wait, I'm actually very confused. I was going to say, it looks like Spike's internet went out again. I was like, that's why. Because I was like, I always like to look at the directory. Give myself an idea of why certain things are happening. I guess I'll do this and go get, like, Stomping Ground. But it doesn't look like his stream went down because he's still been live for 4.5 hours. Oh, it's unwatchable at the moment? Oh, okay. That makes sense then. It's annoying, but actually I don't really care about it now that I think about it. I don't think Stomping Ground tapped. It's a human, right? So I can just, like, place near it pretty easily. I guess I'll just do this. Worst case scenario, like Shock or, you know, Spike to Quell instead of 8. No, I think Spike's... I would never hate on Spike's stream because I think his stream is good. His stream is very different than mine, I would say. Never hate on his stream. His stream accomplishes very different things than what my stream is. I like his stream. I watch it regularly. Almost always in the mornings when I wake up. Like within 30 minutes I'm watching his stream for some amount of time, see what he's up to. I hope it's Thalia as well. No real reason to kill this, I don't think. My stream is based. There's someone I heard say this that I somewhat agree. To an extent. When it's like... When someone says based, they really mean to say like racist and sexist half the time. Activity's painful. Okay. Yeah, I don't care about this at all. My opponent just did. Yeah, do this. Just bolt here so I don't have to think about it. Pass turn. Isn't that not the joke? Well, no, because I see people say based not in that way. And I'm very confused on why they say it, because it doesn't make, like, when I think of it, it's like, when people say too based, it's like, okay, you're just basically saying something racist now. Okay, Magus the Moon is weird. Huh. That's funny. Deal with this. Starter deck. Better. I mean, recommended for a budget starter deck, I would say is Burn. Sarcasm a lot now. Well, the thing is, it's like... I feel like I'm completely disconnected from, like, most of the Magic community. Because I think in the ways of, like, the super degenerate, like, Twitch communities. Which most Magic players don't think about. And even, like, the Zoomers or whatever, those people still don't think about it in that way. Like, about most things. Playing Engineer. Alright. I guess I will bolt here. Oh, I didn't think about that. This is red build. How much is Blue-Red Prowess? I'm not sure. Blue-Red Prowess is somewhat cheap. That's also a deck that I think is very, very good. I think I'll just go get Blood Crypt here. I'm just gonna do this. Just start killing them. Yeah, blue-red prowess is somewhat expensive because of Tarns, right? I guess you have to have red fetch lands as well, but Wooded Foothills, Bloodstained is probably not that expensive. Yeah, I'm here to spin the wheel. Like, we're so far ahead, I'm fine just, you know, memeing around a little bit. I have to block something now. Yeah, I should have sold off all my, like, old fetch lands, but now I'm just gonna, like, hold on to them, I think, probably for a while. Fine, straight on opponent. I mean, yeah, because there are two. I should have done that. I agree with you. Maybe that was the correct play. But as I said, I'm kind of memeing around here because I have so many, like, I'm so far ahead, I can't imagine a combination of cards to kill me. So I was kind of just messing around. Like, as you could see, when I didn't just go for, like, Assassin's Trophy, kill this, like, play Tarmogoyf attack, like, they could never, ever, ever, ever win in that scenario. But Bloodbraid Elf is cooler. Let me slowly get a better one. Yeah, that's an option as well. There's a... Even though personally I am not against the word that you used, I think a lot of people are, and therefore we should try and not use that word in this chat, you know. That is the, I'm absurdly not based in that point of view. But, you know, I'm fine, you know. I'm a person of the people, and if the people don't want me to do something, I will not do it. I'm the public eye, yes. I'm fine, you know, reserving myself in the public eye and making myself much more reserved in that sense. I think most people would agree with that sentiment, that there is a... I guess a lot of people would say there's not a time and place ever to use that word, but I would say the time and place to use them is most likely not in public. Or the B word, the R word. Let's see, you're for the junk session. You gotta watch yourself. Yep. I think I just want to play out Plague Engineer here. And then probably have it, like, be killed in some way. And then understand, like, the situation which I'm going to be in. Okay, sure. That doesn't matter. My hand is so good against Side Silver today. I don't know what it gets changed to. Yes, of course. I mean... There's the always important conversation, I think, to have that's like, if you're not actually ever affected by the word that people find demeaning, how are you to say that it is or is not demeaning in any way? So, you know, like, difficult thing to, like, talk about. It's, what's the word? It's, like, very difficult conversation to have, I would say. Probably should not have kept these Lilianas in my deck. And it's not something that, you know, I claim to have any answers on. And what's offensive to one person won't necessarily be offensive to another person. And it's all, like, very based on, like, from person to person. So it's like, I mean, personally, I'm Jewish, and if people say Jewish jokes, I do not care about them nearly at all, because I have, you know, experienced them all throughout my life. I've learned to understand that people are doing them almost assuredly in jest and not, you know, attack in any attack. But that does not mean that another person couldn't feel a way in such that they feel attacked. Sure. Critical race theory. I don't even know, like, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of like cultural relativism and like other stuff like that. Not a big fan of that, but I can understand it to an extent. Not the hugest fan of stuff like that, but you got it, bud. Because a lot of the stuff you get down a slippery slope, and you know, just about how does this card work? Okay, spell feel exile cards from one creates black red if black red. Okay, that is slightly annoying. Loser Croxa. Difficult situation here. Difficult situation here. Difficult situation here. What do I do? What do I do? So many options. I think I'm supposed to go with this line, unfortunately. Fire's so sick. Yeah, Sanctifier's nice for them. Loads and loads of different things we could have done there. I mean, obviously it's playing out nearly the best possible now for me. Some sack. Play Ragavan out. Plus here, play it. And then pass. Now we can go get Forest as well. Dash. No, I didn't want to dash. I want to go get Forest and then crack this instead. Because I want to continue to use all my mana every single turn. I don't want to dash. I don't want to have to use the dash on this. Getting the card doesn't actually like change anything, and getting the mana doesn't really change anything either. One said GG's, I'll give him the GG's back. Or 4-0. Easy peasy. Who said Jund wasn't gonna be good? I'd like to hear what they have to say now. I'd like to hear what they have to say now, you know? We already got the Jund 5-0. We're literally going for the Jund 10-0 right now. Went 4-1 yesterday. Maybe we can get a 5-0 today with this. I've been paired versus a good deck. Playing against humans. The meme. Like shuffle your deck. What was this one? I don't even remember what this one was. Oh, we played against Jund Shadow. Played against Jund Shadow. The meme deck. Which one was this deck? I can't even remember. Oh, this is Tron. Yeah, we played against Tron, humans, Meme Cascade, and Jund Shadow. I mean, Asmora Food is really good, I think. Asmo Food is really, really good. A bunch of different variations are good as well. On the play, we've got, or no, we're on the draw. We have right. Our hand really good, anyways. It was the only real good one, to be honest, after watching Doom play them all. I think Asmo Food in some variation, very good. What else I think is very good is some sort of affinity or hardened scale deck. This is unfortunate. Being on the draw against these decks always sucks. But, I mean, there's literally nothing we can do. We're on the draw against Grief Ephemerate deck. Or, like, Undying deck. Wait, what? Whoa, wait, what? Oh. I see. That's a problem. Yeah, if we were on the play, I think we had potential to win this game. I mean, we're not dead yet. It's just going to be hard to win. Remember, it costs 1 life. Yeah, but my assumption was that playing other sorts of things to do this. Would not have mattered. It definitely could have mattered. We could have literally gotten the reanimation spell. Oh, never mind. That doesn't even work. They're doing that like it's just a 4/4. It's not actually that big of a deal. We have a 4/5. Like, okay, you have a 4/4. So what? You have nothing else. At least not yet. And they're at 11. They're at 9. Card slash not saw it. Okay. If they attack with this, they're just like dead. Getting forest, we got wow. Getting forest seriously punched us though. I was worried about potentially racing. I mean, they're gonna block now. We just like kill them with this. Like they can't. What? How did they not block there? What? They played their land out too. What is happening? What is happening right now? Do they know how this mechanic works? Opponent? I'm so confused. Sure. That's XL. I'll cast it with this Voidwalker for the Mega Beans. Huh. Don't even have to cast it. I don't have to cast their Cake Command. I'm casting my own. Well, okay, what do we get now? Grafter's Cage. Holgon's Command out of their deck's actually kind of sick. Shock's a little bit sketchy. Maybe I'll try it out. I think Bolt is fine-ish. Fatal Push seems pretty bad. Croxa seems kind of bad as well. Let's try this out. Thank you guys for all the follows. I appreciate it. If you guys are not following, completely free to do. Follow me on like Twitter and YouTube as well. And you know, if you got like Twitch Prime or anything like that. Well, maybe if I spelled YouTube correctly, then there we go. I literally post on YouTube every single day. If this had one land, I would snapped it. I mean, my hands are just... My hands were pretty bad, I thought, for a second there. There's on the storm. Riders on the Storm. I assume they're just gonna like Thoughtseize me or something. It's to be expected. Last God, thank you. I should have fetched shocked on Blood Crypt there. That was a mistake, because now if I draw Ragavan, I'm somewhat in a disastrous position. Just said thank you for the 7 bits, I appreciate it. Oh, lordy. Thoughtseize me again. Alright. They're 12. Like, I just like find a Tarmogoyf. They're in a pretty bad spot. Okay, I did not just find a Tarmogoyf, unfortunately. Mulliganing to 5 does hurt you on the, you know, having threats after double discard. Does hurt you in that aspect, let me tell you. Okay, that's fine. Doesn't do anything. Let's see what else they're working with. Thoughtseize K command. Let's take out K command. With no answer to our cage. No, they had an answer in K command. That was what my assumption was, that they had K command or something. But, you know what beats K command? Discard spell when they don't have a 3rd land. Damn is annoying, but nothing I can really do about that. Unmarked grave. They literally found this off the top too. What a looker. And this will get damned if we don't dash it, so we kind of have to dash now. Sorcery, right? Yeah. I would say that's a pretty good one to hit, if I had to guess. If I had to guess, that's a pretty good one to hit. Pretty good. Fan me! Fan? So, I'll never be so believe. Now I'm so. Thoughtseize, sure. You're 6, opponent. Played damn yet? No. Did they? Just double Thoughtseize me. Easy game, boys. Easy game. Lander wins. Easy game, boys. Jund is so good. Jund is just so good. Oof. 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 Let's degen on some chess. Well, I think we did well on these. Eidolon, Silent Clearing, these 2 cards. This maybe is something. Arcbound Ravager, 120 play points. Well, if you like seeing Jund, see me 5-0 clap them cheeks, make sure to give me a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitch and Twitter in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.